I caught my guy best friend getting down on it with his new girlfriend in our living room, and now she's forcing him to kick me out of our apartment so that she can move in. So, I, 21 feet, have been friends with Mike, 21 meters, for 16 years. We officially became friends in kindergarten, but our parents were college friends. He's more than a best friend, he's like a sibling, and in a way, we were raised as siblings. We had group family holidays, sleepovers, and family vacations on both sides. At one point, we even all lived together for a year. I'm saying this because I know some people will ask. No, there have been no crushes or feelings on either side, at all. We haven't kissed, confessed feelings, or had crushes. It's been strictly sibling-like, and I'm saying that now because of what Mike's girlfriend has been saying. Mike and I share an apartment near campus as we both attend college together. Around 7 months ago, Mike met his girlfriend April, 21 feet. I thought we got along okay. I've only met her a couple of times because she has anxiety, but I had no problem at all with her until recently, besides some minor things. Sometimes, she would interject when Mike would call me his sister. It wasn't always, but normally she would say, "Well, technically you aren't siblings," which is 100% true, but it's how we viewed each other since we were kids. Almost a month ago, my class got cancelled, so I came home early. I walked in and right on the couch were Mike and April having rumpy pump. I screamed, ran to my room, and frantically yelled at Mike via text. He apologized, said he thought I would be gone longer, and I made him clean the couch. All good, right? No. April, for some reason, got upset and felt that, her words, I did that on purpose, despite it never happening before, and that it was inappropriate of me to walk in on them. Again, this was in the living room, which I found absolutely disgusting, but I moved on. It was embarrassing but nothing crazy. Anyway, Mike has been stressed recently because April has been asking him to distance himself from me. I thought she was just embarrassed, which I'd understand, so I tried being friendly and apologized. Well, last weekend, Mike sat me down and basically said that I had to move out because his girlfriend was upset with me living with him. I was floored. I got so upset, I don't think I've yelled and cried that much in my life. The gist is that he doesn't want me to move out, but he's pressured by his girlfriend and he really loves her, so he wants to make her happy. He thinks this shouldn't change our friendship, and that he's just putting some distance between us. See, if he had asked me to move out, I'd understand. Okay, yeah, maybe you want to take your relationship to the next level, fine. But it was a demand. And not only that, he wanted to put space between our friendship. It was so damn hurtful. I've known him for 16 years and that's it? I'm gone for someone he's known for 7 months? I said he was choosing a short relationship over his sister and that I don't want him to contact me if he's going to be like that. He said I was overreacting, but I called my parents and got them to pick me up. Thank God they don't live far away, but what if they did? What did he expect me to damn do? Just sleep outside or something? Anyway, I obviously had to tell my parents what was going on, given they had to pick me up and I was an emotional mess. I told them everything, which caused a bit of an argument when they went to pick up some of my things the next day. They called Mike's parents and kind of chewed them out a little, and from my understanding, they called Mike and did the same. Mike messaged me to say that he was upset I couldn't be civil and that he feels like I'm throwing away our friendship. I blocked him shortly after. I've taken some time off classes, but I'm so damn hurt and upset. It hurts that he could just throw me away so easily. I don't think I did anything wrong telling my parents, but I think it may have crossed a line when they phoned Mike's parents. Like I said previously, our parents are really close, and it's kind of messed with their friendship now. His parents have been really kind and apologetic, even though it's not their fault, and a part of me feels like I made this into a bigger mess. Sorry if it's a bit chaotic, I'm still a bit emotional. Also, I know I didn't have to leave. Mike and I both pay an equal amount of rent for the apartment, but I didn't want to stay in a place where I wasn't wanted. It would have just made it difficult, and worst case scenario, he'd leave, which would have put a financial strain on me. What do you guys think of the situation? Edit. I read you all loud and clear. Thank you for waking me up. I've talked to my landlord. She said that she was uncomfortable with April moving in because she doesn't know her. I understood, so I am moving back tomorrow. I unblocked Mike and informed him. I explained that until our landlord says otherwise, I'm staying. Either he can leave and get a new place and keep paying the rent, or we can end our agreement together, and if our landlord agrees, they can start one. He replied, okay, we can talk about it tomorrow, so we'll see. Thank you all so much for getting me up and going. I really had no idea how serious this situation could be until you all let me know how stupid I was being. I don't care if it's uncomfortable, I'm not wasting my money. Relevant comments? Are you also on the lease? If so, contact the landlord to see if you can get off the lease and have the friend be solely responsible for rent. My parents said the same thing, I just haven't had the energy. I paid my last one this month, and from my understanding he wants April to move in, so I think it'll be switching. Although I haven't done it before, so I'm not sure. Then he can pay you out your part of the deposit, or he can eat the cost of moving out himself. You don't have to move, you legally have a right to be there, and this is just his problem. Tell him that. No, I totally get that. I know that I had no legal obligation to leave, and I had every right to stay. It was more so me being stubborn and not wanting to. At that point, I had my friend telling me I had to leave and choosing someone else. I really didn't want to stay there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but from my understanding, April is moving in soon. So I'll contact the landlord to let them know and to take my name off. Question: if Mike wanted to go to Pound Town with April, why didn't he do it in her living room rather than yours? We have an apartment off campus while she lives in a dorm, so we have a lot more space and privacy. I know they get it on sometimes, but so bloody gross to do it in the living room. I paid for the couch too. Update. Thank you all for the amazing advice. I honestly can't believe how naive I was, and you all probably saved me a lot of trouble. So, on to the update. I came back to the apartment yesterday morning. I let Mike know beforehand and asked if April not be there so we could talk alone. Mike was quite emotional and apologetic, which surprised me a little. I found out a bit more information that makes a bit more sense now. Mike has been under a lot of pressure for a while now to drop me. He thought that me moving out and distancing himself would be enough to appease April while still keeping our friendship. Obviously, he didn't expect me to take it the way I did, although what other way would I take it? And he didn't expect me to leave that day. I mean, yeah, he didn't specifically say, pack your crap and leave now, but saying, you need to leave. And saying that he wanted distance over our 16-year relationship out of nowhere makes me feel like I couldn't have just gone to bed normally, you know? I've read everyone's comments so many times, I've drilled it into my head, so as much as it hurts, I'm keeping my distance from Mike at the moment. The fact that he never once told me about April wanting him to not talk to me, and he didn't even consider my circumstances before asking me to leave, where else could I go? It's not a definite end of our friendship, but I'm not feeling pretty positive. Anyway. He's apologized. He said that he missed me while I was gone and that he knew he messed up after he told me to leave, but that he just wanted to make April happy since he could see a future with her. April has lost her crap, to put it mildly, and she threw up a storm in the lobby of our apartment last night. Mike refused to let her in, which understandably made her lose her crap even more. Tons of colorful words thrown about on both ends. I'm a homewrecker, a cow and a female dog apparently, which is laughable. Anyway, she's not to be allowed into our apartment now, period, at least until he decides on their relationship. Mike has been pretty upset today. He wants space from April because he said that he wants to end the relationship. Very surprising, but I'm cautiously optimistic, since I'm not sure how willing he'll be. We've had a bit of a heart-to-heart. Regardless of how upset and hurt I am, he's my brother. I'm trying to be a cow like I wanted to when I moved back in, but it's so damn hard when he's all mopey and sad. I told him that if he continues seeing her, I'm putting some distance between us respectfully to avoid this happening again. He said he doesn't want that. I talked with my landlord before moving back. She didn't want April moving in as she doesn't know her. She was a bit upset that this situation was happening as she didn't want drama, which I understand. I've moved back and I've discussed the lease with Mike. We renew in September, or that was the plan, so now we're deciding on how to go ahead. I feel like it'll be best for me to get my own place. Maybe this was long overdue, to be honest, although Mike is saying that he wants us to continue being roommates next year, so we're discussing this at the moment. It's not really a super dramatic update, but at least the main issue has been solved. I'm not being kicked out or leaving until our lease is done. April isn't coming over for the foreseeable future. Only issue right now is my relationship with Mike. It's very awkward in the apartment. You can tell something's changed. He's been trying to be friendly like we were before all of this, and he's apologized a lot, which I appreciate. But I'm finding it a bit difficult to move on and go back to normal. I'm not being a cow or mean, just slightly distant. Things will get better, thankfully. Anyway, that's the end. I really want to thank you all again for making me realize how serious this could be. I honestly had no idea that you couldn't just switch who was renting, which is so embarrassing. Also, to that one woman in my DMs and comments spam messaging me, you're insane. I don't know who hurt you, but get a life, please. This isn't even that serious. Thanks everyone else.